You know, living abroad, moving to another country can be really hard, especially if you don't know the language of the country you are moving to. I lived 2 years in Spain and I didn't learn much Spanish. I lived 2 years in France, didn't learn much French. I lived 10 years in Scotland and I didn't learn any Gaelic, okay? Of course I can speak English. They can, you know. I didn't learn much Gaelic apart from Adineken, which I'm guessing is not Gaelic, you know. But not knowing the language of the place you are can get you into a lot of trouble sometimes. You know, imagine being a woman who doesn't speak that much English, and you hear about a smear test campaign for cervix havers, you know, and you don't know what a cervix is. That can be tricky. But you know, when I moved to UK for the first time, I didn't speak that much English as well, you know. Once we were trying to rent a flat, me and my husband, and I kept apologizing to the state agent because, you know, when she wouldn't understand what I was saying, at some point she said to me, "Oh, don't worry, you know, I'm sure your English is way better than my Spanish." And I turned to her and said, "Well, I'm sure your Spanish is way better than my Spanish because I don't speak Spanish at all. I speak Portuguese. I'm from Brazil." But I lived in Portugal as well, and it's a lovely country. I loved it. It's a small country. You know, I love these small countries in Europe because Brazil is, you know, it's so huge, right? It's really big. It's too big. Brazil is too big, you know. Like to go from Rio de Janeiro to São Paulo, it takes you 6 hours by car, you know. You tell someone here in Europe, okay, that's gonna take you 6 hours to go to somewhere, they go like, "Whoa, wow, so far away, isn't it?" And they're right, you know. But Brazil, no. You tell someone like, "Oh, it's gonna take us 6 hours by car to go from Rio to São Paulo," and they go like, oh, that's quite close, isn't it? You know, just around the corner. You know, I remember I was in Stevenage and I had to drive to Edinburgh, you know, so it took us about 6-7 hours as well. And Zoom, you know, 6-7 hours from Stevenage to Edinburgh, you cross a country. In Brazil? Nope, you know. 6 hours from Rio de Janeiro to São Paulo, you just cross these two smallest states we have. Not even a dent in the country. You know, and if you take a car in Portugal and you drive for 6 hours on a straight line, there's only 2 places you can end up in. It's either Spain or the Atlantic Ocean. But you know, Portugal apparently suffers the same problem that we suffer in Brazil, which is, I found that some British people would think that people from Portugal spoke Spanish as well. Now I'm wondering, how does that work? Because, you know, you have France, they speak French. You have Spanish, you know, you have Spain, they speak Spanish. You have Italy, they speak Italian. You have Germany, they speak German. Russian, Japan, Japanese, Portugal, Spanish. I mean, the clue is in the name, you know? Like, I don't understand that at all. But I guess that it's just, you know, on the bright side, it may be another way for us, Brazilian and Portuguese, to connect by language, even if that means that we are both mistaken as Spanish speakers.